Start in the name of Allah, who is merciful and most beneficent. Dear students, today we are going to discuss Tradition and the Individual Talent by t.s.eliot. A Tradition on the Individual Talent is an essay written by poet and literary critic t.s.eliot. The essay was published in the Egoist and later in the Eliot's first book of criticism. So, the essay may be regarded as an unofficial manifesto of Eliot's critical creed, for it contains all those critical principles from which his criticism has been derived ever since. The seeds which have been sown here come to function in his subsequent essay. It is a declaration of Eliot's critical creed, and these principles are the basis of all his subsequent and criticism. So first of all, we'll discuss traditional elements and their significance according to the t.s.eliot. Eliot began the essay by pointing out the word tradition is generally regarded as a word of connoisseur. It is a word disagreeable to the English eras. When the English praise a poet, they praise him from their aspect of his work, which are individual and origin. So, first of all, traditional elements. Yes, when we are going to discuss about a writer, so we are going to discuss something regarding traditional elements. When we are going to read or when we are going to see Wordsworth, Shakespeare, Hamlet, etc., etc., other poets are there. So, first of all, we look upon the traditional elements. In traditional element, we look upon the personality of writer, will look upon the dressing of lifestyle of a writer, and individuality is also there. So what are the objectives of a writer to write something? This is a big question. When a writer is going to write something, what is the purpose behind that one? This is a question. If you are going to read some novel, if you are going to read some books, there will be a purpose behind that. Are you going for some sort of your semester, for the sake of your semester, or you are going to read that some sort of perspective for the layer reading, for pleasure, or for some sort of time killing? These are aspects and these are the general rules, you can say. Same is the case as per the t.s.eliot, that traditional elements are there and their significance. Obviously their significance is there. When someone is going to read or teach some specific thing, so there will be some sort of significance. For example, you are going to read English literature. There is first of all, there is a purpose, and then there is a significance. When you will be able to read English literature, and when you will be there within 8th semester, after that you will be a very you can say very able to see the things critically. As the critics are there, your evaluation lens will be changed, and you will think regarding a critic, and you will say that yes, this, that, and the same is the thing is there as well as the things are concerned. So t.s.eliot is saying that traditional elements and their significance, when we are going to teach, when the writer is going to read something, there will be a traditional elements will be there as well as their significance. For example, writer is going to read something or teach something or write something regarding nature. First of all, there will be some sort of concern of writer, if he or she is going with nature, and on the other hand there will be some sort of significance. There will be outcomes. In other words, you can say there will be outcomes. If as the Shakespeare is there, Wordsworth is there. Wordsworth is very famous regarding poet of nature. So first of all, there is an interest of a poet regarding that thing, and then there will be outcome. Same is the thing here, that traditional elements will be there and their significance will be there. Yes, next one, dynamic conception of tradition and its values. Emphasizing further the value of tradition, Eliot points out that no writer has his value and significance in isolation. To judge the work of a poet and artist, we must compare the contrast his work of this of with the works of poets and artists in the past. Yes, when we are going to say that concept is there, if you are having one concept, you are having one, you are having also there, then we'll see the things regarding that in the comparison, which concept is most, you can say, favorable. Same is the thing here. When a writer thinks, then we have to compare the same writing with the other critics, with the other writer. If the things are going there with the conception and their values are also there. Got it now? So the thing is that if a writer is going to write something, that is a moral duty of a writer that he or she should compare his or her work with the other writers too, of that era, of previous era, of, you can say, the current era. Same is the thing there. If conception is there, their value will be there. On the other hand, if you are going to compare something, you are not going to deal with the isolation. You have to go in the public. You have to observe the thing. You have to look after the things. Got it? So this is the second point. And the next one is the function of tradition. Yes, when we are going to read tradition, then there will be some sort of functions will be there. The work of a poet in the present is to be compared and contrasted with the works of past and judged by the standards of the past. But this judgment does not mean determining the good or bad. Yes, the function of tradition. When you are going to judge someone, it doesn't mean in the history, in the poetry of English literature, that something is good and something is bad. No, you are just going to critique someone. You are going to mention the things. You are going to point out the things that there is a flaw, there is a flaw, there is a flaw. And the things can be better than that one. So same is the thing is there. So we are not to going to compare the thing in the terms of, you can say, good or bad. No, we are just going to evaluate the things. Next one is sense of tradition and its real meaning. Eliot now explains further what he means by sense of tradition. The sense of tradition doesn't mean that the poet should try to know the past as a whole, take it to the lump of mass without any discrimination. Such a course impossible as well as undesirable. The past must be exclaimed critically, only the significant in it should be acquired. Yes, same is the we have discussed in the second last point. So our concern should be there in the real meaning, not in the terms of good and bad. If Wordsworth is discussing about nature, so we are not going to criticize the works of nature as well as the we are going to criticize the nature. No, we just can say that there is some sort of flaw when we are going to compare with the other writer. t.s.Eliot is there, Wordsworth is there, Shakespeare is there, etc., etc. So we can say that there is some sort of gap. And the last one is works of art and their permanence. The poet must also realize that art never improves. Its material is never the same. The mind of Europe may change, but this change does not mean that great writers like Shakespeare and Homer have grown outdated and lost their significance. The great works of art never lost their significance, for there is no qualitative improvement in art. Yes, there is no some sort of, you can say, calculation regarding art. You can't calculate the art. You can improve the art, but you can't calculate the art. There is some sort, if something is there in the flaw, you can improve the next one, but you can't mention that this art is good or bad. So in these points, t.s.Eliot is pointing very fundamental aspects of a writer, that how they should deal the individuality there, as well as traditional points are there. Traditional points are something else and individuality is something else. Your personal liking and disliking are something else. But when you are going to impose the thing within a literature and poetry, it doesn't mean the individuality is there, it means that art is there. Got it now? So same is the thing with the t.s.Eliot concept. He is saying that you are nothing, but your work is something that can be the thing. Thank you.